Hello Libra, thank you for joining me. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. And if you are new to the channel, I hope you enjoy the reading. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe. This is a general reading, so you can take whatever resonates with you from it. Otherwise, it may apply to somebody that is close to you at this time. So you can use the energies interchangeably. If you have strong influences in your birth chart associated with another sign, then you can cross-watch to my other videos and get further insights there. I have shuffled and laid out the cards already. I work with the 12 houses of the zodiac, so as the cards are appearing in each house, then those are the influences that are coming to bear for you at this time. So in the first house we have solar eclipse revolution. Your first house is your house of yourself. It's your physical body, it's your appearance, it's your self-oriented interests. It's also, what you project to others as well. So what they see. So that's your observable characteristics and your personality and so on. It's also your personal independence and what effect you're having on others as you make your way through the world. And everything to do with the self, basically. So with this card coming in, this is quite a major influence that's coming in, but it's part of a sequence of them. You have Sun Spirit, which is in your 12th house. We'll get to that later. And you also have North Node, Life Purpose, in your house, your 6th house. So the 12th house is your unconscious. This is your self. And the 6th house is your house of work and health and diet and so on. So basically what you're undergoing is really quite a major change. You're going through a period of great change. So this card is all about self-mastery. So with how things have been unfolding for you over the last few months, this month you're starting to assess what's going on and actually make quite positive changes in your life. And it starts with this one as well. So with this card coming in, you really are getting to grips with self-mastery. That is really the best way to put it. You're breaking old patterns. You're fully present. You're not looking forward too far. You're not looking back. You are forced to be fully present with this card. So you can expect rapid changes across the board as well coming to you. So you also may feel an increase in purpose. Your purpose may become clear to you with all the changes and whatever else is going on. It's rapid change. Really, some of it can be quite an upheaval, but it will, at the end of all of that, you will find purpose, and it will give you a change of direction or a change of path, or just a change within yourself and how you are making your way through the world. This card indicates awakening as well. So it's basically closing one chapter and starting a new one. So this is a fresh start. It's an opportunity to absolutely revolutionize yourself and the direction that you are now moving into. So really quite an important aspect, this, and it does affect many areas of your chart as well, which we will get to now. So in the second house, we have Aries I Am. Your second house is your house of your money that's coming, your income. It's also the house of self-worth and the house of your value systems. So it also rules possessions and your possessions, everything you own. It's also, which is deeply connected to your value systems as well. And in some people, it's self-worth. It's also, connected to land and property, real estate, and so on. So with the Aries I Am card coming in, this is coming off this solar eclipse I feel that you've had in your first house. This is coming off that now. This is an action card. It's a get started card. No nonsense. A fire is lit somewhere along the line. So now this is the no games card. Quick action. it's your chance to forge ahead now with whatever is in your second house that's coming up for you at this time. Whether it's a fresh look at your self-worth, you're overhauling your value systems, whatever it is, it's no nonsense. It's straight to the point. Get started. Let's get things going. It also should be about measured steps towards your goal, or goals. So Aries has a strong and impulsive energy, but the best way to handle this card and to put it to the most effective use is with measured action. Forge ahead by all means, put your energy in, but do it in measured steps, and then you will achieve great things. So this card is also about ideas, enthusiasm, ambition. It's warrior energy. So you may have to compete for something. You may have to defend yourself in something. You may have to be, stepping into a leadership role. All of these could come up for you with this card. But also you need to avoid rash action or any sort of quick temper, because you will be feeling like you want to take action. And so therefore it must be planned, measured action, not rash, quick temper action, which will rebound on you. So this card is also deeply connected to your 8th house, which is the house of bigger finance and commitments between partners. So this is your income, and that is your big finance. And this is definitely connected to your 8th house. You have big changes coming on your 8th house as well. So I feel you would be wanting to take action, or you will get the go-ahead to take action on certain things that you've been really wanting to do, or there will be an upheaval and you'll be forced to take action. So it could be either one of those kinds of energies coming in. Then in the 3rd house, we have fire element, desire, another fiery card, another take action card. So this is your 3rd house is your house of communication. So this is all forms of communication, whether it's written, verbal, online, body language. This house also rules documents and contracts of all kinds. Anything with the written word, basically. So this communication can be with others in the wider public, as well as one-on-one or with anybody in your environment. But it can also be with specific family members, which is siblings, cousins, aunts, uncles, and even your neighbors may come in on that as well. So you could be fired up now to say something or put something in writing or actually formulate something, but it's a form of self-expression, this. You could also be hearing something, or you could be receiving information. But I feel this is a fiery action card. You're taking action in some way. So it's communication, and boy, is it communication. You really are laying it on the line. And in this case, it's actually necessary. It's another get started card. It's another get things done card. If you really want to get things done, this is the card to do it. But bear in mind, it's the communication sphere, all right? The 3rd house also rules short trips, so you may be wanting to take short trips, and you may feel like you want to. Whether you do or not, it will be revealed later. So it's a get started, get things done card. Move ahead quickly with a disciplined approach. Again, because of all the fiery energy here, a disciplined approach is going to be your very best way. This card also can bring in strength or courage for something that you want to do, or zeal. You're now feeling quite zealous about certain aspects that you need to, get on with. Or it could just be passion. You're putting your passion and energy into something, whether it's a relationship or with a group of people in general, or if it's something to do with the written word or something that you're involved in, some form of expression. But there are shifts and changes with this card. Creativity comes in. So with the written word, that's very helpful. You're basically starting with a clean slate as well. So it's like you're starting something new. You may have an epiphany or a wake-up call as well. You may also have to get upfront with somebody in your environment. You may have to get upfront and get things clear. You may have to protect your interests as well. And you could be dealing with other people's egos, either your ego or somebody else's egos, or other people's egos at this time in the 3rd house. Then in the 4th house, we have Saturn Truth. So the Saturn card is the realistic card, the face it card. And it's coming into your 4th house. Your 4th house is your house of home. It's your physical home, the actual bricks and mortar, or where it is that you're residing currently. It's also the atmosphere in the home or the people in your home. So, you know, you may have to just see how this is coming out for you. It's also the relationship you have with your ethnic identity or your ancestral roots, your foundation, where you've come from, your family background. It's everything to do with that as well. So with this card coming in, as I said, it normally is, it's all about facing the truth. Any truths that need to be faced, anything that is not truly supportive of you has got to go, or it will crumble in any case. So you really are building strong foundations with this card. It's a very necessary thing. I feel this card for you is about maturity, about wisdom, about taking responsibility for your home environment and for what's going on in your home environment, or with relation to your foundation, your roots, your family. But Saturn is all about maturity and wisdom. It's about understanding. It's about patience. So you, again, with all this fire energy, you may be wanting to do things with your home. You may be wanting to get going and put things in place, build, because Saturn may be about that, actually physically building or putting aspects of your home together, or sort of putting a plan in motion for something that you want to do in your home in the future. This is a building card, but it could also just be about facing a few truths that need to be faced in your home environment. But it's about being patient. It's about being diligent. You've got to build up. You've got to build up to what you want, and you need to do that brick by brick. And that can be sort of an emotional situation as well, where you're building up towards something that you want, but you've got to lay a really strong foundation, and that can also just be actual physical foundations, actual home as well. So this card can also be a form of correction. Perhaps there's something that needs to be corrected as well. You may have some sacrifices with this card coming in to build up to what you want. You could be thinking about future concerns or what you want to do in the future, and you just feel a bit restricted right now with regards to that. But it can also, this card can also cover actual foundations and the structure of your home. Perhaps there's something there that needs attention. So think about that if you're making renovations or you're doing something. This card can also be a make it or break it. So if you're in a situation where you need to make a decision about where you're living or what you want to do, you're either going to make it where you are, or you're going to end it and move on to something else that's better for you. However this plays out for you. But I do feel it's about responsibility now and maturity and wisdom, and applying that to whatever is going on in your home environment. Then in the 5th house, we have Grand Cross Provoker. Okay, another strong card coming in here, another card which indicates quite a lot of tension. So with this card, the 5th house is your house of your creativity, your creative expression. It's also the house of children, and it's your children, or could be other children you're associated with at this time. It's also the house of love affairs, and it's the house of recreational activities of all kinds. So having fun, going out, group activities, sports activities, anything like that. So with this card, it's also the house of speculative undertakings like gambling or stock market. So with this card coming in, it could play out in a variety of ways, but there's going to be tension in this house for some reason. I also feel that you're wanting to make changes, you wanted to implement things, you want to do things in this house, and you may just feel restricted at this time, like it's much more serious at this time in this house. Things are serious, you've got things you want to get on with, but you simply are juggling too many things at this point. You may feel like you're not having enough fun, you're not getting out, you're not doing enough recreational activities, or it could be that you're in a sports activity and you're really having to juggle now a variety of different aspects of it to bring out the best. Or it could be that you're grappling with issues to do with your children or children that you're associated with, or perhaps they are going through a tough time right now. Perhaps they are juggling, preparing for exams, or some kind of other activity, and you're getting swept along in that as well. Or it could be a creative project that you're busy with, and you've just got a lot going on and a lot of demands on you at this time. But this card is a catalyst to get things moving, to get things going. So you may be feeling tension at this time. It's about finding balance. You may as I said, have difficulty implementing changes right now because there's just too much going on. But it's also about being more flexible. You're going to have to prioritize activities in this house, or as I said, it could be associated with your children. You might have to prioritize what's getting done. So pick out the top things, the top priorities, and just focus on those with some determination. And also communicate. How you communicate with others is going to be very important. Don't sort of clam up or get tense about things and not express what needs to be expressed. Yeah, it really is just a focus card. There's really a deep focus because there will be lots of things coming at you at this time in this house. Then in the 6th house, we have North Node, Life's Purpose. This is a lovely card. It's really a brilliant card to have anywhere in your chart. So this is your house. 6th house is the house of work. It's your workplace, your work colleagues, your work routines, work projects. It's also mastery of your particular craft, whatever. I mean, you could have a variety of things that you do, but it's mastery of that. It's also the house of health and diet, and it's the house of pets. So with this card coming in, this is a wonderful card. As I said, this is a destiny card. So whatever is going on in this house is fated. It's destined. But you're going to be finding your purpose with this through life lessons that you've either going through now or you have been recently. But you're going to be starting to see the rewards coming in for you now, because this is very much a karmic card. Okay, so this is positive karma coming back to you now, and the expression is in the 6th house. So right place, right time. This is about directing your will as well. So finding your purpose, but directing your will at the same time. You can expect swift changes here. Doors opening that were closed before are now swinging open for you. Rewards may be coming in, success. You'll probably be thinking of or wanting emotional security, which this card can bring in for you. You may be meeting soul family at this time. In fact, it's more than likely with this card. These are people that you have a connection with, a deep connection with, and they're coming in to support you and your talents or whatever it is that you're trying to do in this house. They're going to enhance that in some way because they know you that well. They know you on a soul level. So they're really going to be there with you through all of that, and you there for them. Opportunities coming in for you, all kinds of opportunities. They may just pour in, actually. Things may drop in your lap. That's what this card can do. But whatever's coming in for you, whatever changes need to be made, or whichever direction you end up going in, as I said, you may be steered into a different path. It's all for your highest good. So approach it like that. You could be wanting to start your own business venture as well, which could also be linked to the 8th house, which we will get to, where that is about really going through your plans very, very carefully before you launch, because it's not a time for launching on the financial front just yet. So this is going to be perhaps laying the foundation for that. So starting your own business, getting things in place, trying this, doing that, sorting it out, and preparing for a later date where you will launch, but it won't happen right now. You need to just hold off on that at the moment. So this is about formulating, really. That's what it is. But the opportunities are going to come to you. You're going to be able to see further forward than you have probably previously. It's an optimistic card. You have far-reaching potential with this card as well. Expansion. As I said, swift changes may come in to just steer you in the correct direction right now. When it comes to health and diet, with all this going on, there's quite a bit of action going on here. Just look after your health. You may be having a bit of tension and stress. So make changes to your health and your diet for your highest good, to support all this energy coming in, this very positive energy, because you want to be able to launch yourself and do the very best you can, plan, strategize, and so on. And if you've got any health issues, then deal with them, because your 12th house is indicating that you've got the mindset now to enable you to do that. So you've got a really strong inner self, and that is going to guide you in whatever you need to do. If you need to make a lifestyle change, then all the good, because this is for your highest good, this card. Then in the 7th house, we have void of course moon missing. So the 7th house is your house of your one-on-one personal relationships. So this is so this can be a love relationship, or it can be a business partnership, or any other personal one-on-one relationship. What it's saying to you, this card is a pause card. Okay, this is a go quiet card. So there's nothing wrong with dreaming and planning. In fact, it's highly indicated for this card. So rest, sleep, gather your resources, dream, plan what you want to do with this relationship. So this is a pause period. It's the pause before action. So with all of this other stuff going on, when it comes to your personal one-on-one relationship, it's time to just stay as you are for now. Okay. This is not a long-lasting energy. It may be a week or so, and the energies will pass. So just see how you feel, follow your feelings. But it's just to take a pause at this moment with initiating anything new, or taking any new action in your relationship at this time. The reason for that is because it's not a favorable time for big actions or new actions in the relationship. The outcome will not go as planned. There'll either be a delay or a wrong result, or things just won't work. Okay, so this is a rest period. This is a planning period, a dreaming period. Get things organized in your mind. Gather your resources in preparation. Then in the 8th house, we have Mercury retrograde, reinvention. So your 8th house does kind of follow on from your relationship house. It's also a money house. So this is the deeper commitment between partners. So this is a love partnership or a business partnership. It's the sexual energy between you. It's the merging of your resources, emotional and physical. It's the merging of that. And if it's a business partnership, it's all the monetary and aspects and so on of forming a partnership. This house is also the house of big finance. So this is investments, insurances, taxes, accounting, banking, legacies, inheritances, trusts, anything like that. It's also the house of handling other people's money. So you may be in a profession where you do that. With this card coming in, it can be a beginnings and an ending card as well, or a house, a beginning and an ending house. So you could be beginning a partnership, or you could be beginning to formulate, to merge between yourself and another. So with this card coming in, Mercury retrograde, reinvention, it's a communication card. It's all about communication. So what this card is telling you is to, again, not take, you don't take new action at this time. So it's back to the drawing board. It's about looking very carefully at your plans and what your strategies and what you're planning to do, and your ideas and your projects, whatever it is that you're trying to do in this house. You've got to go over it again. You need to go over it again. You need to revise. You need to review. You need to look it over again. Anything with a re in front of it. Reinvent, review, revise, redo. It's a do-over card, but it's also a time to take the magnifying glass and go over every detail again, because during this period it's very easy to make a mistake or miss something. So for a week or so, maybe slightly longer, you may feel this energy. Some things just will escape your notice. A mistake could be made, something could be overlooked, there could be a misunderstanding, or you send an email, it never gets delivered. So misunderstandings, miss anything, even sort of misinterpretation, actually. So if there's any documentation going on between you, if you have to make a big decision, try and get somebody else to overlook it for you, or go over it with a fine-tooth comb repeatedly until you're absolutely 100% sure it's correct, because more than likely something is not quite as it should be, which will then cause you to go back to the drawing board to go over it again. So rather just, if you can, postpone or delay any major transactions or any kind of big action, big purchases, anything like that. If you can, just postpone or delay it for a while during this period until you feel the energies have changed. Because, as I said, mistakes can be made. It can also bring in a sort of an unexpected or unforeseen changes coming up, or delays, things that you just couldn't see may come up for you. Yeah, it's a triple check, but it's also a very good time to go back to the drawing board and sort of refine your plans, okay? And just go over everything. It's also really optimal to back up any technology or any electronics that you have, back them up, because sometimes things can fail and what you've been working on could be lost, or it just gets misplaced somewhere. So all of those, any kind of electronic or technological things need backup, because they could go on the blink during this period. Then in the 9th house, we have lunar eclipse change. So the 9th house is quite a broad house, but whichever way you look at it, it's about the gaining of wisdom in some way. It's usually connected to international things, but it's and sort of broader concepts, higher mind. So this can be applied to a great many areas. It's about exploration. It's about adventure. So it's also about traveling. As I said, international. This is not local travel. This is international. It's also interaction with foreigners of all kinds, or foreign countries, or foreign cultures, or foreign beliefs, or just foreign people. You're meeting them in some way, or you're involved with them in some way, or perhaps have an important export business. This card is also very strongly indicated for further education. Sorry, this house is also indicated for further education. So this is university level or adult education. Perhaps you're wanting to study something, or you are studying something. This house also rules belief systems of all kinds. So this is your internal belief systems, or a larger one which you are interested in. It's religion, it's philosophy, but it's the gaining of wisdom. It's also the house of faith, okay? It's also the house of law and the higher courts, publishing, promotional work, and teaching as well. Any kind of promotional work will come under this as well. So with this card coming in, I feel that if you have specific endeavors in any one of those areas, like you're studying, or you've got an import-export business, or you're going to be traveling, or you're busy with publishing something, or you want to publish something, or you've got something going through the high courts right now, this card does indicate change, all right? So it's unexpected, swift change, or it could be an upheaval of some kind. But it's necessary, whatever it is, and it's inevitable. So this could also just be you gaining wisdom through changes. So it's also your self-belief, or your belief systems that you're busy understanding right now, or it could just be you and your faith at this time. You could also be wanting to free yourself from certain things as well, because the 9th house is about freedom as well. So you may be wanting to free yourself from certain things, or you're undergoing some kind of change. It's also about finding meaning. Within what it is that you're dealing with in the 9th house. It could also be that you have an issue that's going through the courts right now, but there is some kind of change coming up to do with any one of those areas. Something perhaps you put off, or you just didn't quite see coming up for you. It's a kind of a bubbling over energy, this as well. So it's also a cyclical card. So things are following the cycles of the moon here. So it's normally, if a change takes place, it will probably be within 6 weeks, or it could take place over a 6-month period. So this is something is coming up in this house, which is going to require you to apply yourself and make changes, or it could come up for you where you're forced to make changes, and perhaps it will give you more freedom as well. Freedom in some way, or it's something, or it will motivate you to do that. If you're going on an international trip, there will be a change of some kind coming up, or there could be a delay coming up, or you're going to rearrange what you're doing. So yeah, it brings in change, this card. Then in the 10th house, your house of career, your house of reputation, fame, your public status, and it's also the house of authority figures, and what you look up to, or what you aim for, what you, even if it's a person, what you see in them that you like to emulate. It can bring in that as well. So with the water element sensing coming in, with this card, this is a sensing card. So what it's saying is that you may be having visions of what you want, or you're seeing visions of what you want, and you're kind of you really are getting a lot of clarity on that. So this could be a career or some kind of business opportunity that you're wanting to, if you visualize it, and this card is going to help you with that. It really is about visualization. You're going to be sensing things. You're going to be highly sensitive at this time. It's also about perception. So your perception is going to be right on the money. You're going to be feeling quite connected, creative, imaginative, and intuitive at this time. So you need to go with the current, with how you're feeling. Go with how you're feeling. Your gut feelings are going to lead you through this, not necessarily logic. With this sensing energy, and this, it's a sort of a quiet energy as well. This is a contemplative energy going with the flow. And you may not feel terribly energetic with all the other stuff going on. You may just be having a quiet period at this time in this house. And that's necessary because it's, again, is preparation for other things that are going to happen further down the line later. So this is a gathering resources card again as well. But during this quiet period, just maintain your boundaries so that you don't get taken advantage of. Take time out to rest and reorientate yourself periodically as well. You may be working on your alone or working in privacy on something. It's a preparation card. Just avoid getting involved in other people's dramas as well. There may be stuff going on around you, and as long as you're quiet and calm and just getting on with what you need to do, just avoid getting sucked into others' issues, and that's where the boundaries come in, right? This card can also bring in, if this applies to you, it could also be that you are showing an interest in essential oils or perfumes or candles or something like that. That may come in for you as a change of career or an interest, or you're just getting involved in that, and somehow that may come in for you with this card as well. Then in the 11th house, we have Black Moon Lilith mystery. So this 11th house is your house of your friendships, and it's the house of groups of all kinds. So this could be online groups, or it could be a society or an association you're a member of, or a club, or it could be an endeavor of some sort. Okay, so this could be an endeavor that you're involved in, where you're actually sort of with a group of other people. So it's groups of all kinds. It could also be a group of companies, or some other situation where you're amongst other people in a common cause. This house also deals with global consciousness and trends as well, trends in society. It's also your personal wishes and hopes and dreams, your visions of the future, and it's also your hobbies and interests. It covers all of that as well. So now, with Black Moon Lilith coming in there, this card, I feel, is to do with you interacting with others, either on your friendships, or it could be in your group situations, or it's something that you're seeing around you, or it could be somebody close to you. But there's like undercurrents going on, undercurrents that you're feeling and you're sensing. It's almost like you're waiting for something to happen. You don't have all the facts about it. Something's a bit off. Something's a bit off. So you're seeing something lurking there, but you're not quite sure what the situation is. It could also, be that the circumstances around you are just a bit complicated at the moment. With this situation, you may be seeing it in others, but this card brings in all the shadow side, the darker emotions. So it's about you keeping your darker emotions in check and keeping control. So through circumstances, whatever is going on you, there may be upheavals and things going on, and it's you staying in control, staying cool. The kinds of emotions that I'm talking about are things like it could be bitchiness or envy or fear or anger, guilt, bitterness, vengeful feelings or feelings of rejection or of being overlooked in some way. So you could be grappling with a couple of those emotions, or you're seeing it in others, or it's swirling around you in your group situation. But what this is asking you to do is to stand your ground and be cool with what you're keeping your emotions in check. Because this does cover, sort of the darker, deeper feminine as well. It could be a feminine influence that you're seeing at this time going through this. But it really is keeping that under control and waiting for a situation to clear, for things to become clear so that you can see what actually is going on, or for things to clarify and get into a better space right now. But it's those undercurrents that you're going to be feeling at this time. Then we have a really lovely card coming in for you. This is in the 12th house. So this card is really going to color the rest of your chart, I feel, this month. And it's going to really drive your unconscious processes, which will therefore become conscious. So the 12th house is the house of the unconscious. It's your beliefs, your motivations, and your deeper self that you don't necessarily reveal or even know very well. But it's the unconscious side of yourself. It's also the house of your spiritual life, your meditation, your mysticism, and any healing that you may be involved with, or receiving healing. It's also the house of reflection. So your reflection. So whether you go into solitude to do that, or whether you're enjoying a retreat. It's also the house of service to others. So you could be in that profession where you're serving others, or it's a part of your lifestyle. It's also the house of karmic lessons, and also your experiences in institutions of all kinds. So you could be studying, and therefore it's a university or a library. It can also be hospitals, government institutions, banks, any form of institution. It's your experiences there, or you may be going there with somebody, and your experiences there. This house also covers escapism of all kinds. So whether this is an emotional escapism or physical escapism through drugs and addictions. So with the Sun Spirit card coming in, this is a very, very positive card, beautiful card. This brings in inner strength. So passion and power comes in with this card. So however you're going to direct that, there's many ways you could be directing that. Even if you're just feeling more confident in yourself, or you could be directing it to an issue which you're grappling with at this time. But it really is a card of radiance. So it's going to bring that for you, that inner strength, the radiance, the confidence. You're going to be very influential at this time. And your personality and your vitality is going to be on display for all to see. It also brings in individuality as well, happiness, regeneration, and your life force is going to be really strong at this time. You could be asked to be in a leadership role. You'll be in the spotlight in some way, so therefore you take leadership, or you take leadership and there you become into the spotlight. For some, this may indicate second chances in something. It could also be winning at something. This is winning against a struggle of some kind, or overcoming things. A resolution could be found as well with something that's been going on in the 12th house. But you are in the spotlight. It's a wonderful radiant card. It's a really wonderful positive energy to be having, and that it can carry right throughout your chart and really carry you forward in a great many ways. And I feel with that inner unconscious spirit side of yourself that is so strong, then really you can manifest anything you want at this time. Okay, Libra, I hope you have a wonderful month. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, or like and share, and have a good month. Enjoy all this energy coming for you, and and I will see you next time. Take care.